culture's done it. I think everybody, even though they don't realize it in their youth, they've experimented with it a little bit, you know, or at least have questioned it or wanted to, and maybe their parents haven't let them, or they haven't had the option or had the friend that was willing to do it or whatever. But I think that it's very natural. You know, me and my best friends, we all went and got our nipples pierced. It must have been 3 or 4 of us girls, and I mean, it was like a big deal. You know, we were all gonna go get our nipples pierced, and our boobs weren't even big enough. We went out and did it. We went out and showed them off too, you know, like, yeah. So, I mean, I think that was just coming of age with your own body.
To transit between childhood and adulthood is a deadly thing. Because if you miss it, it can damage you for the rest of your life. And that's why people have what they call midlife crisis. The first transition was made wrong. So they go into their 40s and realize they haven't done a thing yet. And I see that in so many children having reached their teens, actually wanting to experience something radical that's going to turn them into a viable adult. So the tattoo would become the initiator. You know, who can't help it, except that they walk in and say, I want it now. So bang, take it. And in order for it to be complete, it will require a community to recognize and to witness the initiation of the person. When there's no community, the whole process gets restarted. Initiation that never ends. Without initiation, a culture runs the risk of self-combusting.
One of the main problems in the society is the mind-body split. I think, you know, especially in the 50s, you can look at the robotic way people move in documentary films and things, and you could tell that people were kind of getting just out of touch with their bodies. I mean, I think that's a big problem still. The book that put my publishing on the map, research, was Modern Primitives, and that came out in June 1989. It turned out in my research that there's an awful lot behind modern primitive activity, and it seemed like this is part of our cultural heritage. And why had it completely disappeared and been forgotten about? The book was not just covering tattooing and piercing, but the loss of ritual and rites of passage in our society, and for that matter, mythology. We tried to touch on every aspect of what had been lost and try and empower people to use their body as a canvas. It turns out that the modern primitives became a movement, actually. The virus spread worldwide that you could make your body a work of art, and there's a complete, hidden history and mythology behind this. This isn't just some trend, really. The real breakthrough, and where I got the concept for modern primitives, was Charles Gatewood, the photographer, introduced me to Fakir Musafar at dinner. And, at the dinner, he was so amazing. We were in a Chinese restaurant a block away, and he kind of unbuttoned. He was in a business suit and white shirt and tie and all that, and he unbuttoned his, took off his tie and unbuttoned his shirt, and then he pulled his shirt open, and there were these two twin pearl-handled daggers stuck into two little pockets in his chest. He pulled them out and handed them to me, and I didn't even know you could do things like that.